Bryan and Bobby. Ooh, Bryan and Bobby.
Oh, hi. I'm on a very important secret squirrel assignment. Undercover. Oh, shh. I hear something coming.
Hey, guys, how are you? You haven't seen Bobby anywhere, have you?
Psst. Don't look down, Constable Bryan.
Oh, sorry, Bobby.
You might blow my cover.
OK, and just exactly what are you doing down there, Bobby? Or do I call you Agent 003.5 now?
Have you ever noticed, Constable Bryan, that each week our rubbish just disappears?
That's because the council comes and takes it away, Bob.
But that's stealing, Constable Bryan.
Not quite, my furry friend. Come on inside and I'll explain it to you. Come on. You ever noticed these before, Bob?
I just thought you had a new hobby, Constable Bryan.
Collecting rubbish? Never mind that. What have these things got in common?
Well, the bottles are shiny like your head. I mean, you like keeping them?
Well, not quite, Bob, but they can all be recycled or reused, and that way we all end up with less rubbish.
Why would it matter how much rubbish we put out, Constable Bryan, when there are people to take it away?
Ah, but rubbish just doesn't disappear. It goes somewhere. Every single piece of rubbish either goes to a recycling station or a landfill, Bobby.
And I thought people were just stealing it, Constable Bryan.
Rubbish can take ages to break down. A plastic bag can take 10 to 20 years, and a can of fizzy drink can take 200 to 500 years.
Oh, that's just about as old as you are, Constable Bryan.
Did you know that Dunedin makes 8,300 tonnes of rubbish a month? Christchurch produces 22,500 tonnes a month, and Auckland makes 31,700 tonnes. That's nearly 10 stories high every month. So after we finish with something, say our milk bottle here, we wash it and put it in the recycling bin.
Then where does it go? Whoa!
Oh, sorry, Bob. There are different stations for different materials, Bobby. Paper, plastic, glass and cans are all separated out before being sent for recycling or to the landfill.
Well, can you recycle anything, Constable Bryan? Like, could we turn a milk bottle into dog biscuits? Oh, that'd be way cool.
No, Bob, it depends on where you live and what your local council will recycle. But did you know that some plastic bottles can be made into sleeping bags? A steel can be made into cars or bridges. A glass jar like this can be recycled to make decorative paving. And finally, my friend, plastic bags like this can be used to make garden furniture, decking, and even plastic dog kennels.
Oh, wow! Oh, that's pretty clear, Constable Bryan.
You ever heard of the 3 R's, Bobby?
But of course, Constable Bryan. You're speaking my language. Rough, and rough.
Not quite what I was after, my canine collared friend. What I was thinking was reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Oh, I know that, Constable Bryan. But what do you think rough, and rough means?
Recycling is great, but there are other things you can do too, like reducing waste. Think about all the packaging that comes with the average lunchbox.
Oh, all this food talk is making me hungry, Constable Bryan.
If you use paper wrap, which is biodegradable, rather than plastic wrap to wrap your food in...
Hold the horses here, Constable Bryan. What does biodegradable mean?
Biodegradable means something that can be eaten by a living thing, like a worm, for example, creating less waste.
Oh, well, personally, I'd rather eat dog biscuits than paper.
Like doing your own baking instead of buying muesli bars and then wrapping it in paper wrap. These guys have got a great idea. Buying in bulk and taking reusable containers of food to school. And it ends up costing them half as much. Just remember to take them home again though, kids.
It's about making less rubbish, Constable Bryan.
Well, that's part of the equation, Bobby, and there's lots of ways that we can reduce our waste. Why don't we have a look and see how some of our friends reduce their rubbish? Taking your own bag shopping will cut down on plastic.
And they're probably stronger too.
Good point. And buying in bulk is a great way to reduce waste and save money. See, they're buying a big packet of chips to divide rather than lots of small ones. And the same goes with yogurt. You end up with one empty container rather than lots. Do you remember what the 3 R's stood for, Bob?
Reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Good work. Do you reuse anything, Bob?
Well, I love my bone, Constable Bryan, and it's still got lots left on it too. So that definitely gets used again and again.
Sure does. What are some other ways that you could reuse some other things, Bob?
Oh yeah, like when you got that jumper from your mum for Christmas, and then you gave it to a mate for their birthday.
Yeah, sorry about that, Mum. It was a bit on the small side. A great jersey, nevertheless. Thanks, Bobby. Anyway, that's one way of reusing some things. But you might want to buy second-hand goods, or you could reuse your water bottle rather than buying a new one every time.
Oh yeah, and you could reuse plastic bags by using them to pick up any doggy poos when you're out walking your dog, just like us, Constable Bryan.
Spot on, mate. And that's all part of being a responsible dog owner too.
That's me, Constable Bryan, always thinking.
Hey, Bob, what you up to?
Oh, hi, Constable Bryan. Just having a look on the internet. I found this great website, www.reducerubbish.govt.nz. It has heaps of great tips on making less rubbish.
Great detective work, Bobby.
Yep.
And did you know you can get your schools involved in a project called EnviroSchools too?
These old paint buckets have been cleaned really well. They are now used as food scrap bins all around the school. The food scraps are used to feed the worms.
We use the worm pea to feed the gardens, and the gardens feed us.
This is our veggie garden. We grow it all by ourselves.
This is our Trees for Survival unit. We plant these all over Auckland. So join EnviroSchools and help reduce, reuse and recycle.
Wow! Oh, there's so much we can do to cut down on our rubbish. Oh, Constable Bryan, that is not the rubbish bin.
But this is another way we can reduce our rubbish, Bobby. It's called composting.
Fence posting. What's that, Constable Bryan?
Composting is where you have a bin like this that you put your fruit, your veggie scraps or your eggshells in, and eventually, over time, they break down. It's kind of a little bit like baking a cake, I guess.
Cake? Oh, now you're making sense, Constable Bryan.
But just like a cake, it takes the right ingredients and a certain amount of time to cook the cake. And then what happens is once it's broken down, we can put it out onto the garden. There are many different ways, though, you can compost.
Oh, worms? Yuck! Blech. Oh, do you like worm cake, Constable Bryan?
No, Bob. We're not baking a cake. We're talking worm farming or vermiculture. It's one of the ways you can compost.
Oh, I think I'd rather talk about cake, Constable Bryan.
Actually, Bobby, these worms play an important part in helping to break down food scraps, turning it into soil, and eventually it can be used as fertiliser on the garden.
How?
The worms eat the food scraps and then they excrete it. It's called vermicast and worm tea, which is great for the garden.
So, let me get this straight, Constable Bryan. Worm waste is good waste?
Indeed it is, Bob. Indeed it is.
I didn't know that you could talk so much rubbish, Constable Bryan. Get it, Constable Bryan? Talk rubbish?
I get it, Bob, I get it. But how much did you learn today about rubbish?
Oh, that we make far too much of it for a start.
Well, that's true.
Oh, and that to remember the 3 R's. Reduce, reuse, and recycle.
All good points, mate.
Oh, and that we can all make a difference to how much rubbish we make.
Spot on. And we can reduce, reuse, and recycle at work, home, or school.
Yup. Oh, yeah. Oh, I've got something for you, Constable Bryan. Oh.
Okay. I think.
Bring your head down, please, Constable Bryan, so I can put this on. You can open your eyes now, Constable Bryan. Ta-da!
Gee, thanks, pal. What is it?
Oh, that's reused fur from my brush, Constable Bryan. I was going to throw it away when I thought you could use it.
Thanks a lot, Bob. I think it's time to say goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Hey, ka kite, and remember, whatever you do, think smart.
Stay safe.
And keep your cool. Hey, speaking of keeping you cool, this is making my head itch. Should I call you Agent 003.5? Agent 030. Did you know that a soft can...
You're a soft can. Hello there, Constable Bryan.
Sorry.
You need to peel your banana faster.
Bryan
For more info about this program and some cool things to do, visit www.bryanandbobby.co.nz. Just make sure it's Bryan with a Y.
Bryan and Bobby brought to you by Blue Light Ventures and Trillium Trust with the help of New Zealand On Air.